Um, hey y'all, we live, we live, we live. Right, we're live. All right. So, got the wrong thing going here. There we go. So I am here making a big announcement this morning about something that I am offering for service providers. There we go. For service providers. So if you are a virtual assistant, if you are a digital marketer, or if you are a project manager and you would like to learn how I run my service business, because I'm a coach, I coach coaches. You guys have seen me produce all of these things for coaches, whether it be programs, intensives, workshops. They're almost always geared specifically towards coaches. Sorry, my eyes itching. But now I have something for service providers. So if you own a service-based business where you provide digital services, I now have something for you. And we're going to kick it off with a full day together. So I am, for the first time, giving you guys a behind the scenes look at how I run my business, like my business, my service business. I'll tell you guys about my coaching. You see me coach. I give you all of these strategies. I give you tips and tricks, but I never take you like behind the scenes of what's going on in my mind and what's going on in the factory. Now, if you've been in one of my programs before, you may have seen like a little peek of this, but because most of the people that are in my program are coaches or they're dual, like they're coaches and service providers, you don't really get to see the full aspect of how it is that I run my service business. So I created an event. It is a 1-day event. It's virtual. It is 5 hours long. And I'm going to share with you guys all the things that I have done to grow my service-based business where I provide digital services to 100K and multi 100K years, only working part-time hours. So if you have a digital service business and you're interested in scaling to 100K and beyond, and also doing that without like breaking your back and going into this hustle mode and experiencing burnout and all of that, specifically related to you working with clients, this is going to be for you. This is a little different than what I've offered before because I'm speaking more to the person who works with other clients where you're working in other people's businesses. Like as a service provider, we spend a lot of time doing things for other people. We work in other people's businesses, creating content, we're creating strategies, we're helping other people make money. We're literally taking all of the money making ideas in our brain and we're implementing them into someone else's business. So it's very hard when you are a digital service provider to do that for somebody else and then turn around and also work on your business because then it feels like all my good ideas are gone. Like I gave all my good ideas away to my paying clients and now I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do for myself to grow my own business and it's just not there. Like it's not there. So if this is you, DM me the word blueprint. Doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or Instagram. DM me the word blueprint and I will send you the link to grab your ticket. The event is only $49. This is an insane deal because I literally, look, you guys, at this point in time, I have no offer that is lower than $2,000. There's no way that you can work with me like this, how you're seeing me on live. There's no way you can work with me like this right now for less than $2,000. So for me to offer this full day experience and I'm literally rolling out my blueprint and saying, this is exactly, I did a lot of stuff, but these are the things that I did that worked, right? Like I did a lot of things that I've tried a lot of different things, but these are the things that I did that worked, that I know produced results for me. And I have a lot of friends who also own 6-figure businesses, and a lot of them are digital service providers. These are the things that have also worked with them. I'm actually going to do a panel. At the end of this day, we have a panel where I bring in other service providers who have made 6 figures, and I'll sit down and interview them round table and ask them questions that you guys want to know, right? So If this is you and you're like, I like owning my service business, but sometimes it is a little bit hard to grow my own business, but also like I'm trying to figure out how can I do this without always working? Because running a digital service business, you do get into sometimes you fall into the trap of always working, but there are ways that you can grow your business as a service provider without coaching. Like if you decide that you don't want to be a coach, but you still want to make 100K a year with your service business and you don't want to work 40 hours a week, or you're probably working more than 40 hours a week, there are ways to do that, right? Like there's not one way to be a six-figure entrepreneur. And so I'm happy to be doing this because I know that you guys have been watching me like do it and you're like, I'm trying to do what she's doing. When is she going to finally just offer something that's directly like related to me as a service provider? So, and I've done some pretty crazy things as a service provider. Like my 100K years did not stop when I had my first child. They did not stop when I had my second child. I made $100,000 this year before I even gave birth. So none of that, having a kid, moving, um, pivoting to a new audience, raising my price, none of that stuff stopped me from still making at least 100K, if not multi six figures every year for the last 6 years. So, well, this past year it was multi six. I stepped into multi six. And so now I'm in the midst of jumping from 6 to 7. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm very confident that I can share my strategy on what I did to get to six figures without overworking myself in my service based business, because you do have to work, like you're providing services. Um, I have 2 team members now, and I still have times where I'm like, let me step in and do this because I kind of miss doing this. Like, you know what I mean? But there are ways to run the business to with bringing in six figures with employees. There's ways to do it without employees. Like there's so many different lanes and options that you can take, and I've done all of them. And so I wanted to share my knowledge on that. So if you want to join me for my 5-step blueprint to growing your digital service agency to 100K working part-time hours, for the full day experience, DM me the word blueprint, BLUPRINT, and you will get the link to grab your ticket. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys just for a couple more minutes while I'm on here what we're going to be doing at each of the sessions. So it's 5 hours. There's 5 sessions, and I'm going to give those to you. So session 1 is going to be think like a hustler without hustling, right? So how to get into that hustler mode, like I'm making money, money is attracted to me, somebody's going to pay me today, without consumingly always thinking about money and creating a money block. Because that's what happens when you think about money too much. You want to hustle, you want to know your numbers. But when you think about money too much, it does create a money block. So you have to be careful. But thinking like a hustler without actually hustling. Think about Diddy. Think about Bill Gates. Think about Elon Musk, Jay-Z. These people, they are hustlers, but do you think that they're doing all of the hustling? No. Before they had employees, were they doing all the hustling? Maybe a little bit. But there was a shift there where they decided, you know what, I'm going to think like a hustler and not be doing all this extensive amount of work. There are literally videos of Diddy online circulating with him saying, I don't want to do any work, right? I don't want to do no work. So thinking like a hustler without hustling is really important. And I'm going to teach you guys how I was able to do that, because I was a big self-sabotager. And you may actually be self-sabotaging yourself right now. And that's why you're not making the money that you want to make. So we'll kick it off with that session 1. Session 2, I'm going to teach you how to get paid to avoid doing things you don't like in business. You should be getting paid to avoid doing things that you don't like. There are some distinct differences in between coaching and service-based. This is one of the things with service-based. You can get paid in service space to avoid doing things that you don't like. When you're in coaching, there are things that you don't want to do in business that you just have to do until you can make enough money to hire somebody to do them for you. But in service-based business, it's not like that. You can still keep getting paid and not do anything that you don't like, right? You can also make more money while doing less work. So I'm going to cover all of that in session 2. In session 3, I'm going to teach you how to give your audience what they want for free and get paid 2 times what you're charging right now. Y'all who are like, I don't understand how you're on live every single day. You're giving all this strategy away for free. You're live in a Facebook group. You're live on a Facebook page. You're live on LinkedIn. You're always giving, 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 giving. How in the world are you still hitting 20K months consistently? Like, what's going on here? I'm going to teach you. I'm going to share with you how I give away what my audience wants for free and still get paid. Okay, I still get paid. But I know for a fact that you're probably undercharging. So you could still get paid twice what you're charging right now and give your audience what they want for free. And let your systems do the selling. So I'm going to cover that in session 3. All of that's in session 3. In session 4, we're going to have open Q&A. Okay? So I want to have you from session 1, 2, and 3 hold all your questions, write them down, submit them in the chat. My team's going to take them all down. And in session 4, I'm going to do open question and answer. Okay, I'm going to do an open question and answer. And I'm also going to do a business makeover. So with the business makeover, you're going to be able to apply to be the person that gets coached during that session 4, but it's 45 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys see where the shifts can be made. And by you being able to look at that from the outside in, it's going to help open up your mind because service providers, that's all we do. We look from the outside in. It's very hard for us to look at ourselves and do things. So we operate from that place of looking from the outside perspective. So I'm going to do that for you guys so that you can look from the outside perspective. In session 4, we're going to have a panel. So I'm going to bring in a panel of service providers who are hitting 10K plus months and 20K plus months in today's market, in this market. So y'all who are thinking like, well, maybe it's oversaturated. Maybe there's just too many people doing this thing. Maybe, I should just change my colors. Maybe it's my branding. We're going to clear all that up. And I have a panel of some heavy hitters, okay, that are making 10K plus a month, 20K plus a month. And they're going to come in and I'm going to ask them questions. And some of the questions are going to be from you guys. So you're going to be able to send me those questions that you want me to ask them. And you're going to be able to hear their different answers. So this is like a mega pick your brain session that would never happen, right? Like it just would never happen. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and get your tickets, DM me the word blueprint, and you can grab your tickets. It goes down October 13th. From 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So you got to be with me the whole day. If you're still working 9 to 5, just go ahead and put in your PTO, and I don't mean paid time off. I mean prepare the others because you're not going to work, okay? This is important. Okay, so it is October 13th. That is in the middle of the week. It is a Tuesday. I believe no, wait a second. Do not quote me. Let me look at the calendar. I'm not going to assume that I know what day October 13th is on. October 13th is on a Thursday, okay? It's on a Thursday. If I were you, I would just take Thursday and Friday off because this is a weekend that you are going to take, an extended weekend, to really sit down and strategize and plan out what you're going to be doing in the fourth quarter to set yourself up for a 6-figure plus year in 2023. Okay. Don't start in January trying to figure out how you're going to make 100K in the year. Start now with me on October 13th. Start wrapping your head around it. Use quarter 4 as your preparation, right? Use quarter 4 as your preparation, and then come in 2023 ready to start collecting payments. Okay. Period. Ready to start collecting payments. You need to come in January 1st, 2023 with your hand out like, let's go. That's what needs to be happening, okay? But that requires you to have some preparation beforehand. It requires you to have a runway, which is what I like to call it, right? It requires you to have a runway because we are flying planes and you can't just say, I'm going to fly a plane and you get in and the plane hops off the ground. You need a runway. You need to get in the plane. There needs to be a safety check going on. Everybody needs to have on a seatbelt, and you need a long runway before you take off and fly. Quarter 4 is your runway. If you try to have a 6-figure year with your service-based business this year and you did not make it, quarter 4 is your runway. Okay, so you need to get a ticket. Elevate, baby. I see it in the chat. Elevate, elevate. So DM me the word blueprint to grab your tickets. Okay, DM me the word blueprint to grab your tickets. And those are the things that I'm going to be teaching. If you're watching me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, I'm sorry, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can actually see in the background. Like this whole board is full of all the things that I'm going to be teaching you. I took all the time last night. Instagram, I'll show you. I took all the time last night. Excuse my outfits. I was trying to figure out what I'm wearing tomorrow. But I took all this time last night to map out on this board what am I giving away for this day, right? What is the summary? I literally I wrote on a board and I laid on the floor and I said, out of all the things that I've tried, y'all, I've tried it all. Like, what worked? What did it for me? What did it for me? Everything. And I'm telling y'all, some stuff didn't work. If you've been here since 2017, drop me an emoji in the chat because I know I always have somebody who's watching who's an OG. If you an OG spoiled gang, drop me an emoji in the chat. You guys have seen me do everything. I mean, everything from $29 sales funnels to $49 social media marketing, $49 a month. I've done all kinds of stuff. Even in this last year, you guys, I see one on Facebook. Come on, OG. I see you, Marianne. Come on, OG. I have done everything. And in this last year alone, I can tell y'all, in this last year alone, I've raised my price 5 times on VIP. And I have not lost clients. I'm still booking clients every single month. It doesn't matter what the price is. It has nothing to do with the price. People are telling you raise your price, raise your price, raise your price, and that'll fix all your problems. That is not how it works in service-based. That's not how it works in service-based. You do need to raise your price, but there's a whole lot of other things that go along with that. You have to learn how to think like a hustler without hustling before you raise your price, or else what's going to happen when you raise your price is that you're going to have a dip. And people say that's normal. You raise your price, you have a dip. I learned this year that is not normal. You should raise your price and still be booking. And still be booking. You don't have to book as many people because your price is higher, but you should still be getting inquiries. You should still be getting bookings. Like, I raise my price. I'm still getting booked and I'm still making more money. The money is growing. Not a roller coaster. Because that's what you get on when you get in service with this. You get on a roller coaster because you launch something, then you book a whole bunch of clients, and while you're working on their projects, your income goes like this because you're working on fulfillment. You're not able to get on Instagram and sell and be present because you're actually fulfilling services. Then when you're ready, when you finish somebody's service, you come on Instagram or social media and you say, I got a spot open, and it goes right back up. And then you get booked, and then it goes right back down because you're fulfilling services. So you end up being on this roller coaster income. And previously it was, hey, if you don't want to be on this roller coaster income, transition into also offering coaching because it creates some stability for you. And it does, right? But what happens if you don't want to be a coach? What happens if you don't want to add another revenue stream? You don't have to have 7 revenue streams to make 100K. You can have 1 revenue stream and make 100K. You will actually make $100,000 quicker if you only have 1 revenue stream. I wouldn't even worry about multi-revenue streams until I hit 100K because you're going to hit it faster with 1 than you will with trying to hit it with 3 or 4. So the timing is so important. Timing is spiritual. It's so important. But I'm going to reveal to y'all. So I'm going to give you a 5-step blueprint. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. If you want my help doing it, we can talk about that. If you want my templates, you want my blueprints, we can talk about that. But grab your ticket for $49, okay? Grab it. I'm serious. I'm not doing a whole bunch of people. I'm not. There's a limited number of tickets. I'm not going to tell you how many it is, but there is a limited number of tickets. because I want to be able to take all the questions. And that there's only a 45-minute session for questions. I want to be able to answer everybody's questions. So I have to limit the number of people. Okay. And I want to know y'all. I want to see everybody's face. I want to say everybody's name. This is like old school church. I want to shake everybody's hand before you leave the sanctuary after Sunday service. I want to shake everybody's hand. I want to stand at the door, just like the pastor, shake everybody's hand. That's why I always do a limited number of tickets. Okay. Because it's about the experience, not just about the information. It's also about the experience. So DM me the word blueprint, direct message me the word blueprint, 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 and you will get the link to grab your ticket. Okay. Y'all have any questions for me? I got a little bit of time to take some questions right now about this. Take some questions right now about this 5-step blueprint to growing your digital service agency to 100K working part-time hours. Because listen, baby, I'm not interested in 40 hours. I work 40 hours for the man for too long. I don't want to do it no more. That was me 7 years ago. I'm working 40 hours for y'all. And it doesn't matter how hard I work, my income doesn't increase. It doesn't matter how much I learn, my income is not increasing. I will never, ever, 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 ever put my livelihood in the hands of another human ever again. Okay? That's just me. Not my livelihood. Okay? All right. Questions? DM me the word blueprint. Grab your tickets. No questions? All right. I will see y'all there. Oh, is this only for already established businesses? That is a good question. I don't think the information is going to make sense to you if you're not already offering services. So I would say no, because you're going to feel, I would say at least, if you've had at least 3 or 4 paying clients, yes. 3 to 4 paying clients you've had, yes. Even if you haven't established a business, because like I was having paying clients before I said I'm a business, if that makes sense. Like I've been having paying clients since 2011, but I didn't come out and say this is my business, this is what I'm doing until like 2017. But it was a business prior to that because I was making money and I was having clients. So it kind of depends on what you do for that. But I would say at least have had 3 to 4 paying clients, because if you don't, you're probably going to feel left out, because we're going to be talking about like our client experiences and like how we interact with social media and mindset and all that kind of stuff. So you may feel like I don't understand what's going on. So, yeah. If you are on here and you're completely new, I can refer you to somebody who works with people who are completely new. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Make sure you DM me the word blueprint and grab your ticket. Hurry, because I have not sent an email out to my list yet. And I'm about to send an email out to my list. And I have over 3,000 people on, like active people on my email list. So don't let the spots be gone because you're hesitating. It's only a $49 ticket. Don't do it. Okay. See y'all later.